에 맞춰 아이들이 스스로 공부해 나갈 수 있는 힘을 키웁니다.
Our children are learning to build their own dreams. Education that is not about getting the highest score, but learning how to build your own life. Asking why rather than jumping to an answer. Learning through asking and searching. Broadening the children's world. Schools and children building the foundation of self-directed learning together. Strengthening self-directed learning capabilities through education support for each growth stage.
이 캠페인은 아이들의 꿈을 밝히는 신뢰도 높은 공교육, 부산광역시 교육청이 함께합니다.
세계를 놀라게 할 북극 항로, 그 중심에 대한민국 해양 수도권, 부산, 울산, 경남이 있다는 사실 여러분 아시나요? 불경의 미래, 부산, 울산, 경남 방송발전협의회가 함께 하겠습니다. 지금까지 운영위원장 성현우였습니다.
The time is now 7 o'clock.
The weather in Busan was freezing cold yesterday. In the capital, Seoul, it was bitingly cold, meaning even colder than here, obviously. Nonetheless, thousands of people packed the area in front of the National Assembly yesterday to mark the first anniversary of then-President Yoon Suk-yeol's martial law decree. And the mood was different from a year ago, where hundreds of thousands demanded Yoon step down from office in the immediate aftermath of the martial law declaration. Across the street from the National Assembly rally, a pro-Yoon group staged its own demonstration, demanding that former President Yoon be freed. Similar events unfolded across the country as well. Question for all of you, just food for thought. Where are we a year later? I'm Catherine. This is Morning Wave in Busan on Thursday, December 4th on BEFM, 부산 영어 방송. Good morning, Wavers. Wherever you're listening from, I hope you're doing well. And if you're somewhere warm, we really envy you. We're jealous of wherever you may be. If you were in Busan yesterday, yes, it was cold, but especially in the capital area, in Gangwon and other areas of Korea, it was really freezing, literally. So I hope you're all doing well. And we will cover the one-year anniversary of the declaration of martial law later on. But, let's talk about something else for now. This is the time of countdowns. We are D-3 weeks until Christmas. Can you believe? Have you gotten started if you do celebrate Christmas? D-27 days until the end of the year. Ooh. Politically, we are less than 6 months away from the 2026 local elections scheduled for June 3rd. And this means for prospective candidates and parties, they are kicking into election mode. So this will also be an important report card for the Lee administration, as it will serve as a form of midterm elections to gauge how people feel about the administration a year into its term. Where does our PK or Bulgyong region stand? Let's look at the previous local elections. In June of 2022, Busan was a so-called red city back then when People Power Party, they took the mayoral seat in all 16 districts plus county. Ulsan and Gyeongnam also had the vast majority of seats go to the PPP candidates. But according to recent opinion polls, the numbers are changing. According to Korea Gallup's poll, between November 25th and 27th, among 1,000 adults, the president's approval ratings came to 60%, the same as the nationwide average, and 25% negative approval, refer to the National Election Survey Deliberation Commission for the details on that survey. PK residents also had a more positive view of the Democratic Party by 9 points compared to the PPP at 37 to 28%, if you look at those numbers respectively. And the poll had an 11.9% response rate, 95% rate of confidence with plus or minus 3.1% margin of error. But this means that the PK region will be the one to watch as we get closer to election time. And for the people, it may be an opportunity to get the region's various tasks as a priority on the national agenda and demand more from the candidates. I mean, don't we want more? Yes, I think we can and should expect more. Well, you know, speaking of countdowns, it's time for a text topic. So here we go. With only 3.5 weeks left in 2025. What loose ends do you want to tie up? Are there residual New Year's resolutions from the beginning of the year? Or something you want to try this winter? Something that maybe has been on your 2025 bucket list and you haven't checked it off yet. What might that be? 자, 한 달도 안 남은 2025년 마지막 한 달 동안 해야 하는 하고 싶은 일은 하고 싶은 거요. 뭘까요? You got to find that hand warmer for those of you who are licking hand warmer. You know, 우리 PD님 hand warmer. 화이팅! So you can send in your opinions, your thoughts to BFM's live stream, live chat on YouTube. Go to the YouTube platform and type in BEFM, 부산 영어 방송, to find our channel, and then you can subscribe, log in, and chat with other waivers from your phone. Pound 9050, shop 9050. That's going to cost you 100 won. Also, you can reach me for free via Kakao Talk. To find us, type in BEFM or 부산 영어 방송. Add us as a friend first. Send in your messages. You can send photos that way as well. And by the way, we do enjoy all the photos that you send. And by the way, when you send in the photos, I'm going to take it as you're giving us permission to post. I'll try to ask one individually, but I'm just going to assume it's okay. Also, you can tune into Morning Wave in Busan on the radio here in Busan, 90.5 and 103.3 FM. Depending on where you are in Busan, like I said, we're streaming live on YouTube right now. You can watch again at your leisure. We're available on the BFM app and also the Papang app. Both are easy, free to download. Looking at the lineup for this Thursday, we have Ask Dr. Ryu with Dr. Ryu Sang-hyo. That's coming up in hour number 1. In hour number 2, we have a familiar voice, familiar segment, but it's been moved to hour number 2. And I'll give you a heads up on it. It's Cultural Interlude with Michael Kang. Some of you were wondering, on Monday, where is he? Where is Tweete Minam? He's coming up in hour number 2. Our special interview, we're going to be focusing on the rise of AI toys. Ooh. So I don't know, when I was younger, could you have imagined that everything would be powered by AI? It would be infiltrating into almost every aspect of our lives, and now it has. So what is it like having an AI toy? Do we have to worry about safety or privacy? We're going to tackle this in hour number 2. I'll be back with news overview. It's now 7:07 and this is News Overview. President Lee emphasizes people's role in overcoming martial law. President Lee Jae-myung yesterday credited the citizens for their role in stopping ex-President Yoon Suk-yeol's martial law imposition last year, vowing to designate December 3rd as a day for people's sovereignty in a special address to the nation. Special counsel requests 15 years in prison for Kim Gun-hee. The Minjung-gi special counsel yesterday requested 15 years in prison for ex-First Lady Kim Gun-hee with a 2 billion won fine over charges of violating the Capital Market Act, the Political Funds Act, and a law on the acceptance of bribes for mediation. Coupang CEO says company will review compensations. Coupang Incorporated's CEO Park Tae-jun told the parliament that the company will proactively review providing compensations to the users affected by the massive personal data breach. U.S. announces retroactive 15% tariff on South Korean autos. The United States on Wednesday, local time, announced a notice implementing a reduced duty rate of 15% on Korean autos retroactive to November 1st via the Federal Register. Ukraine peace talks at standstill over territorial issue. Talks between the U.S. and Russia and their officials in Moscow yielded no compromise on the Ukraine peace deal after 5 hours, with reports citing the Donbas region as a particular sticking point. This was News Overview. It's time for Now Busan. We have Jian in the studio with us. Let's say hi first. Is it already Thursday? I can't believe.
I know.
Yes, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
And how are you braving the Busan cold versus the Seoul cold? It's quite different, is it not?
I thought so until yesterday.
And then you're like, ooh, it's cold down here too.
Yes, yes.
Well, our text topic, I do want to ask you, are there any loose ends you need to tie up or things that you need to settle before the end of this year?
Personally, this December is not a normal December for me since I am closing my 20s and I'm turning 30 very soon.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I wish I could start building some healthy habits like running outside regularly, drinking some more water. I wish I could stick to them.
Well, there's a
crossed.
running club here, crew at the station. So I'm sure I didn't start it, but I'm like welcoming you to the running crew. So yeah, check it out if
I should.
if you can. Well, we're going to jump into our first bit of local news. We're going to start with some major budget news. Busan has secured the largest national budget allocation in its history. So walk us through some of the key numbers first.
Sure. The city announced that next year's government budget allocates above 10 trillion won to Busan. This is a 582.1 billion won increase from last year, roughly a 6% jump. And it marks the first time Busan has crossed the 10 trillion won.
Yes. And what are the most notable projects included in this record budget?
There are a few standouts. The city secured funding for the drinking water supply system with South Gyeongsang Province, and the Gadokdo new airport budget was kept fully intact.
Right.
New funding also supports Kimjongsan's designation as Korea's first urban national park, along with expanded budgets for disaster risk improvements and stream pollution reduction projects. On the industry side, the government is investing in future sectors like advanced medical materials, autonomous driving port mobility, aerospace innovation, and extreme environment semiconductors.
I see. So things to look forward to. And thanks for letting us know about the budget. Now we're going to move to Busan's climate and energy updates. The city has secured national funding for a major renewable energy project. So can you tell us what this funding is for?
Busan was selected for a public project by the Ministry of Climate, Energy and Environment, 기후에너지환경부 공모사업, securing about 1 billion won. The city says this will help cut electricity costs and support companies working toward RE100, which is global commitment to using 100% renewable energy by 2050.
So hence the RE, I get it, the renewable energy. Thanks for explaining that. And how will the project actually be carried out in in, for example, Gangso district?
Busan formed a consortium with Busan Techno Park for a total budget of 2.78 billion won, combining national, city, and private sector funding. Next year, renewable energy systems will be installed in 88 locations, 57 homes and 31 buildings, and some sites will combine multiple energy sources in order to boost local energy independence. The city also plans small renewable energy experience halls and will also install solar thermal systems free of charge for vulnerable households to expand energy welfare.
I see. Well, thanks for letting us know about this policy, this project. Another update, this is regarding transportation. So Busan Jin Station on Line 1 has a new secondary station name, and we talked about this briefly yesterday, so we need an update.
Yes. Actually, the secondary station name, 부기영명 of Busan Jin Station, has been Donggu Office, Donggucheong, since March 2017. But Busan Transportation Corporation has confirmed that Busan Jin Station will now have another secondary name, Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries with Donggucheong together. This reflects the ministry's temporary headquarters moving into the buildings near the Busan Jin Station.
Yes, and when is the ministry actually moving in?
The relocation starts around next Monday, December 8th, and the opening ceremony for the temporary Busan office is scheduled later this month.
I see. So thanks for reporting on this, giving us an update on the station name. All right, let's move to some international sports news happening right here in Busan. The WADA, which stands for World Anti-Doping Agency General Assembly, is underway. So this is the 세계 도핑방지기구 총회, and I hear the mayor, he's been quite busy with high-profile meetings, right?
Yes, that's correct. Busan Mayor Park Hyung-jun has been meeting key global sports leaders attending the WADA General Assembly, which runs through tomorrow, December 5th. He has met various related personnel, such as the current IOC President Kirsty Coventry and the former IOC President Thomas Bach, also the WADA President Witold Vanka, and the formal head of Japan's sports agency as well. He also held an official meeting with the Azerbaijan's Minister of Youth and Sports.
That's right. And what's the main focus of these meetings?
The main focus of these meetings is sports diplomacy.
Yes.
Mayor Park discussed cooperation on hosting global sports events, expanding international exchanges, and strengthening Busan's role in the global sports community.
Right.
The city says this assembly is an opportunity to build a stronger international network for future event beats and for boosting the sports industry.
Yes.
Mayor Park said he wants to learn from each country's policy achievements and use this momentum to position Busan as a global sports hub city.
Yes, indeed. So hopefully we'll see more sporting events hosted in Busan as well. Our next bit of news, this is definitely not great news. Ji and I hear that 전세 fraud continues to hurt renters across the country, and Busan is also seeing steady increases. So what's the latest update on the situation on these 전세 frauds?
Busan reported 33 additional victims over the past month, bringing the cumulative total to 3,746. It remains one of the hardest hit regions following Seoul, Gyeonggi, and Daejeon. Nationwide, more than 1,600 cases were reviewed last month, and 765 were newly recognized as victims. Since the Special Act was introduced in 2023, over 35,000 renters have been officially acknowledged as victims. This number clearly shows how persistent and widespread the damage still is.
Yes, and what kind of assistance is currently being provided to help victims, especially here in Busan?
The Korean Land and Housing Corporation LH is purchasing houses connected to 전세 fraud by exercising preemptive rights transferred from victims. And after the purchase, the houses are converted to public rental units so tenants can remain safely without having to move out suddenly. Across the country, more than 4,000 units have been acquired so far, including 364 in Busan. Anyone affected by this 전세 fraud can apply for victim recognition recognition through their local government. And once approved, they can receive detailed guidance and support, including information on legal protections, temporary housing options, and available relief programs as well.
Yes, unfortunate to hear about, but the fact that assistance is out there, I hope people are able to seek it out. Thank you for going over all the local news, and we'll check in with you tomorrow. Thank you, Jian.
Thank you.
All right, I'll be back with your traffic and weather. It's time for your traffic report. Let's talk about Mandok-daero. It is congested from Mandok Tunnel number 2 to Mandok intersection. It is backed up from Hwangyang Tunnel to the old Gaegeum tollgate on the Dongso overpass. There is traffic on Nakdong-Namno from Gangso Police Station to Seongsan three-way intersection. It's also looking slow on Luno-Samsung-daero from Yongho intersection to Myeongji underpass. Currently, it is even colder this morning than yesterday. We're at -2 degrees under clear skies. The daytime high will go up to just 6 degrees today. A dry weather special report has been issued across Busan. Across the nation, heavy snow and below freezing temperatures across the capital area and parts of Gangwon too. This was your traffic and weather. It's time for top stories. We have Haley in the studio.
Good morning.
Yes. And I love when our producer showers us with compliments right before the mic goes up. So we're like, 표정을 어떻게 해야 돼? 좋은데 너무 웃음.
Yeah, my cheekbones are going up. All right, calm
Yes.
down.
Okay. Calm down. Bring it down to earth. So text topic time. What do you need to tie up? What loose ends?
I think I failed with almost all of my New Year's resolutions. So yeah, but then, so I think I vowed to be able to do one pull-up. And we've talked about this. I'm at a third. I hang. I can hang
third
from
of what?
Yeah, yes. I'm hanging from the monkey bars. So I don't know, maybe getting myself up to half would be
That's half more than I can do.
I think so. I agree. But I've been running. I mean, I just recruited Jiun. She doesn't know, but I've just recruited Jiun as the newest member of our run club.
Yes.
Yay! And then I feel so high school, summer assignment procrastinator, but I did vow to continue writing in my reading journal.
Yes.
I've been reading. I just haven't been writing in it. So before my deadline, self-imposed deadline of December 31st, I gotta write in my reading journal.
Well,
So, yeah.
Good luck on that.
I'm so glad nothing's changed since high school. So glad.
Keeps us young. All right, we're going to go to our top story. Let's review President Lee Jae-myung's speech from yesterday commemorating the one-year anniversary of the martial law imposition.
Right, so as we talked about, he issued a special address to the people, crediting people for rushing to the National Assembly building on the night of December 3rd, showing the world how amazingly resilient South Korea's democracy has been since then. Excuse me. And he said the protests, which were done not in violence, but in song and dance, they changed the worst of the situation to the best, adding that if the South Korean people were to receive the Nobel Peace Prize for this, it would be a huge turning point, not only for the country, but other countries experiencing division and conflict. To that end, he declared that December 3rd will be the day for people's sovereignty, 국민 주권의 날, to remind the people of the people's courage and action.
I see. But the president also took a stern tone against those involved in martial law.
Right. He also stated that the so-called revolution of the light is not over and that investigations and trials into those who participated in the insurrection are ongoing and stern punishment for the participants of the so-called coup is just beginning. He also called for a cleaning up of the remains of insurrection as premise for national unity, basically saying that unity is not just about patching things over. Accepting someone's malicious acts isn't unity.
I see. Well, he also spoke to members of the foreign press. So can you give us a lowdown on what was said?
Right. So after the special address, he went into a press conference that took about an hour and 20 minutes with some 80 journalists from around the world.
Sure.
So in the opening remarks, he there thanked the global citizens for their attention and support in South Korea's revolution. And the questions actually focused on North Korean policy and foreign policy.
Ah, well, let's first go over what he said about Seoul-Washington relations.
Right. So looking back at the two summits he held with U.S. President Donald Trump this year, President Lee Jae-myung assessed that securing nuclear-powered submarines was the biggest achievement for the country. He did address this issue of where the nuclear-powered submarines would be built because the Trump administration had been pushing for the shipyards in Philadelphia.
Yes.
He did say President Trump suggested building the submarines in Philly, but that from economic and military security perspectives, building them domestically here in South Korea is more feasible.
Yes.
He also said that this poses no concerns for weakening the Non-Proliferation Treaty or the NPF, saying that the submarines would not have nuclear bombs or weapons on them, and that South Korea procuring its own nuclear weapons would be, quote, against any common sense. He also emphasized that the United States and U.S. President Donald Trump's role in bringing about dialogue with North Korea.
Okay, so setting the discussions regarding the Philly shipyard, North Korea aside, what about his position on South Korea's other neighbors?
Right, so a lot of questions also address the geopolitical conflict right now between China and Japan. And he cited this proverb saying, stopping fights and fueling bargains, that siding with one particular country would only worsen the conflict and that South Korea should take a mediating role. He also stated that South Korea and China are inseparable geographically, economically, historically, and socio-culturally, that managing the situation in a stable manner was very important. To that end, he expressed hopes for a summit with Chinese President Xi Jinping in China.
I see. Well, what about Japan?
Right, he actually interestingly brought up historical issues, which he's kind of made a point not to until now.
Right.
Naming specifically the Sado mines and Dokdo and how these issues are not only historical but emotional. However, he also took a step back, kind of in that trademark pragmatic diplomacy, saying that these issues shouldn't result in the two countries giving up cooperation in other fields like the economy, security, civilian, and cultural cooperation.
Okay.
And lastly, on Russia, he stated that Seoul is continuing to try to communicate with Moscow, but efforts are restricted due to, and his quotes, Russia's unlawful invasion of Ukraine.
I see. Well, that was what President Lee Jae-myung said. Ex-President Yoon Suk-yeol also gave an interview with a Japanese outlet that was published yesterday.
Right, so this was an interview via print done through his attorneys, but ex-President Yoon gave no apology. Instead, he justified his martial law declaration as a declaration of national emergency for what he called the collapse of free democracy and constitutional order. This interview was printed on Yomiuri Shimbun in Japan, one of the biggest newspapers there.
Yes.
So he distinguished his efforts from the previous martial law impositions, which he called suppress the people. But then he said he accepted the National Assembly's request to lift martial law. The paper said again that he gave this interview via his attorney.
I see. And how did the Japanese paper report on the issue?
Right, so Yomiuri said that Yoon again justified his martial law imposition, but that Korea's public opinion is, quote, icy. Other outlets reported in Japan on the division and political conflict in the years since martial law, with growing calls for responsibility against insurrection and pushback from the opposition party.
I see. All right. For now, we're going to move on and go to our next topic. The National Assembly passed the 2026 government budget for next year. So what are some things we should know about in terms of where the 728 trillion won is going toward?
Right. So this was an achievement because, again, this is the first time in 5 years that the budget passed. Well, I wouldn't say before the deadline. It was almost kind of on the deadline, right before midnight. But, not for nothing. The budget was slightly smaller than the government's proposal by 100 billion won. And it took out 9.3 trillion won and added 9.2 trillion won. But let's look at some of the items that were added that might have less to do with what they were about, but according to whom. So what am I talking about? Reports show that senior or powerful lawmakers were able to earmark or add budgets that benefited their specific districts.
Well, we need some examples.
Right, let's first look at the ruling party, Democratic Party's floor leader, Kim Byung-gi. He added 200 million won for his district's Buddhist Traditional Culture Center. Vice floor leader Moon Jin-seok adding 2.7 billion won for this noise-proof wall for Cheonan Asan Station, 2 billion won for an AI-based mobility hub, all in all, 5 billion won for his district in Cheonan.
Yes.
Budget Committee Chair Han Byung-do also saw about 3 billion won added for various projects for his district in Iksan.
Yes, and this goes both ways, though.
Of course, for the opposition People Power Party or the PPP, it was lawmakers who led the way in budget negotiations who saw these earmarks.
Okay.
So floor leader Song Han-seok, who represents Kimcheon, adding 3 billion won for infrastructural projects there. Vice floor leader Yu Sang-bum, representing districts in Gangwon, 9 billion won. Of course, these infrastructural projects may be necessary. However, every district has such needs. I'm sure we can point to such in our own districts. So getting the limited budget to go to your district may take some political muscle, as we can see here.
Yes, yes. Moving on. The law is changing to abolish the statute of limitations for this specific type of sexual crime. So what is this?
We are going to be talking about sexual violence, so please be warned. I mean, it's a horrible case, but positive changes, hopefully.
Okay.
The government is going to abolish the statute of limitations on sexual abuses by family members for children and teens. So in Korean, 아동 청소년 대상 친족 성폭력 범죄 공소시효 폐지가 됐습니다. The Gender Equality and Family Ministry announced yesterday that the parliament passed the revision to the Act on the Protection of Children and Youth Against Sex Offenses.
So this means that there was a statute of limitations in such on such cases before?
Which is surprising, but right. So previously, the only exceptions to the statute of limitations, 공소시효, was when the victims were under 13 or had disabilities. So this naturally then brought up criticism that these family abuses then get concealed, swept under the rug, and though go unpunished. Other changes also include changes to the clause on the law involving producing sexually exploitative content or pandering, 알선죄 for minors, taking out the part quote, within the knowledge that the children or teens would be subject of crime. So previously, having this clause in the law basically meant that the prosecution had to prove that perpetrators knew that the victims were minors and this would pose harm to them. Right. So this lessens the burden of proof on the part of the prosecution. On top of this, victims of sexual abuse who were victimized while they were minors, they will be able to stay in shelters until they're 25.
Yes. Protection for the victims, which is most important. So thanks for reporting on this story. Let's move on. It seems that people have had enough of this shrinkflation.
I've had enough.
I definitely have. And the government is stepping in for this particular product. What is it?
It's chicken. Yay. I have a question for you.
Okay.
One chicken feeds how many people?
Oh, in my family?
몇인 1닭인가요?
우리는 1인 1닭은 안 하고요.
Yeah.
Like one chicken for every two people?
That's what we say. That's the metric in our home. For poultry, it's a duck too. It's one poultry equals two people. Right. But then depending on where you order it, it's
Depends.
like, I'm so full, or like, you're fighting. Over the drums, over like, should we,
좀 말란 애들도 있잖아요.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I'm like, are they on a diet? 좀 말라.
Sorry. You know, the chicken, like they're a little bit skinny.
Right. They've been losing weight.
Yes.
And, you know, we kind of feel like this isn't what it used to be. However, why is that skinny chicken still cost the same as the rounder counterpart?
Yes.
So marking Korean fried chicken as 한 마리. So we count them as one, like the chicken. Kind of murky, kind of a gray area because chickens are different sizes. The government is therefore implementing a system of marking chickens by their weight. So under the government response against cheating on amounts of food, and this is what they actually said. 식품 분야 용량 꼼수, so cheating.
Okay.
Large chicken franchises must mark the weight or the size in the standardized unit, 1호, 2호, 10호 for pre-cooked chicken. So basically that means like not cooked beforehand, but before they're cooked, raw chicken, excuse me.
Yes.
So this came about after one particular franchise, Gyeocheon, reduced the amount of their boneless chicken, but still kept the price the same, which is shrinkflation.
Oh, we don't like shrinkflation. No. So give us the details of the new rules.
Right, so the new rules will be implemented starting on December 15th. The weight, grams, and the size must be marked on the menu next to the price. Same for the website and the delivery apps as well. So instead of just 한 마리 at 2만 원, it needs to be 한 마리 990 grams or 10호. Right.
Okay.
This, again, only goes for the top 10 chicken franchises, which covers about 12,000 stores nationwide. And the grace period is until June 30th of next year.
Okay. Well, still, step in the right direction. I'm all for it. So,
I'm getting chicken on December 15th.
Yes. Well, thank
마리.
you.
Yeah.
Too muddy.
Well, I have 4, family of 4.
Okay, I was going
yeah.
to say all for yourself.
No.
Haley. Okay. Well, we'll check in with you in hour number 2. Thank you.
See you in a bit.
All right, it's time for a first song break. And so here is a little message from a birdie, Tweety Bird. And it says, I'm going to say it in her voice, but this is my iteration. This is what I need before next year. So here's a song, Man I Need by Olivia Dean.
Talk to me, talk to me. Talk to me, talk to me. Looks like we're making up for lost time. Need you to spell it out for me. Bossa Nova on all night. It's like a type of alchemy. Introduce me to your best friend. I can come and slide right in. A satellite ain't even that far. I kinda wonder where you are. Already know I can leave it alone. You're on my mind. Already gave you the time and the place, so don't be shy. Just come be the man I need. Tell me you got something to give. Talk to me, be the man that I need, baby. Talk to me, be the man that I need. Talk to me, be the man that I need, baby. Talk to me, be the man. I'd like to think you feel the same way, but I can't tell with you sometimes. So baby, let's get on the same page. Stop making me read between the lines. Already know I can leave it alone. You're on my mind. Already gave you the time and the place, so don't be shy. Just come be the man I need. Tell me you got something to give. I want it. I kinda like it when you call me wonderful. Whatever the type of talk it is, come on then. I gotta know you're meant to be the man I need. Talk to me, 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 talk to me. Be the man that
It's time for Ask Dr. Ryu. So that means Dr. Ryu Sang-hyo is here. Good morning.
안녕하세요, everyone. How are you? Okay, your pronunciation is really perfect because many people have a hard time pronouncing my name because Ryu
Yes.
Sang-hyo.
Yes. It's a difficult one, and I always run it through my head one last time before I say it because I don't want to mispronounce your name. Dr.
it's
Ryu is
okay.
our favorite doctor.
Thank you.
And we were having so much fun reading the messages and talking about chicken.
Okay.
닭 싫어하는 사람이 없나 봐요.
Okay.
We're debating about
Okay.
skinny chicken,
Yeah.
fat chicken.
Yeah.
And our text topic today for you is this. It's
Okay.
not about chicken.
Okay.
Any loose ends that you want to tie up or any New Year's resolutions that you haven't gotten to, but you want to maybe try before the end of 2025.
Okay, so I listened to that right on my way to the studio.
Yes.
But actually, I just want to take care of my patients much better than this one.
Aww.
And also making a good memory with my family.
Yes.
And eating healthier. Sometimes I indulge on some junky food and I regret it.
Yes.
I sleep and exercise and then poop, well, of course. And also remind myself to love myself more than this time. And tell myself, you did a good job.
Okay.
Yes, it's the
Okay.
9th inning of our baseball season, baseball metaphor, as a metaphor.
Yes, yes.
So I hope everyone wrap up this month with fantastic results and
Yes.
happiness.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yay! Good vibes, good vibes. Well, what are we going to tackle today?
Okay, today is the last month of this year, so it's my favorite season. I decided to, cover from top to the bottom, head to toe.
Okay.
So starting with the head part, as a
head.
neurologist, yes.
Yes.
It's right up my alley.
Yay! This is
So-
what you do, right?
Yes, right. So there are many diseases related to our brain and hair and face, everything. But as a neurologist, I want to cover headaches, especially migraines.
Migraine. So what is migraine in Korean? We call it, is it 편두통?
And 편두통, that's right.
Yes.
And before that, as a side note, here are some interesting facts
Okay.
about the brain. Our brain itself doesn't feel any pain, actually.
Oh.
So that's why during the brain surgery, we sometimes wake patients up
Yes.
and operate while they are conscious. So you might have seen videos of people playing violin or guitar during their surgery.
Yes. And sometimes it's doctors have people, I guess, speak because they're trying to see if, what they're doing is affecting their speech and whatnot, right?
Yeah, and doctors take out some kind of a cancerous part of their brain.
Right.
The patient doesn't feel anything. So most often frequently asked question when I'm seeing patients is this one. Do I need to check my brain scan because I have some serious headaches?
Ah.
But actually, that's very rare. That's very
Okay.
low chance because headaches are diagnosed by just physical examination and history taking.
So not actually looking into the brain.
No. So this time I'm gonna cover a migraine. People might say 편두통, but actually it's not one-sided headaches. A long time ago, people thought 편두통 might be one-sided headache.
One-sided, just on one
Yes,
side?
한쪽에는 편두통. 편 means not on the one side.
Yes.
But as the science and technology advanced, we now realize that it's not just a one-sided headache. It's
Right.
a complex neurological disorder. Lots of many clinical neurological manifestations like numbness on one side of the body,
Okay.
and feeling nauseated, and feeling some weird sensations. So I'm going to go over that. 여러분 편두통 한쪽만 아픈 게 편두통이 아니고 옛날에는 그랬지만 지금은 다른 거고요. 하여간 still 편두통 is used a lot.
Yes. And I saw a recent report saying that headaches are a major issue among Korean office workers. I'm sure people, all around the world, if you're an office worker or work at all, you have headaches as well. But especially here in Korea, it's an issue.
That's right.
So can you elaborate?
Yes. As a member of a Korean Headache Society, 대한두통학회, there is a website. If you want to know more about headaches, you can go into that website and you can get lots of information. Anyhow, that society performed a survey last year that's done on 500 office workers.
Yes.
And they say that's about 20% of workers experience headaches 8 days per month. And 50% of them might have headaches just at least 1 or 2 days. And surprisingly, 7% of them, which is about 35명 among 500 people,
Yes.
are experience headaches almost half of their months, which means 15 days a month.
Or more, you're living with that headache.
Yes, almost half of their month.
Okay.
So the result is this one, because these headaches are so severe. That's why they might experience some kind of a work job interference.
Okay.
Because of their headaches, they just want to lie down, and their concentration performance declines, and they will just want to lie down and just want to avoid some conference meetings, things like that. That's why WHO,
Yes.
World Health Organization, has designated headache as one of the number one or number two ranking among other diseases in terms of global disease burden.
Yes. So it's that common, first
That's
of all,
right.
So in terms of how these headaches might affect people in their workplace, because I'm curious as to like how it affects certain people. It might affect a certain segment this way or maybe in a different way. So what's the breakdown on that?
Okay, some people experience, like I said, difficulty concentration working. Some people wanted to lie down and rest. And then 50%, almost 50% experience concentration problem. And 40% might experience exhausted and they feel urged to lie down and rest.
Sure.
And 15% of them, office workers, reported that their activities want to be avoided, like attending meetings and conferences. And so I want to say this one.
Yes.
It's not just a brain hyperactivity disorder, and also just want to, it's complex disorders. Like it involves hormonal balance. It involves vascular balance. I've seen several patients end up being having a stroke because it's a neurological disorder. Some kind of neurochemical might be disrupted. So that's chemical stuff touches on their blood vessels. So unexpected blood vessel shrinkage. We call it spasm. It might end up having that patient has ended up with being a stroke, and then it was a tragic case. So whenever I see patients, I really be cautious not to miss out on any kind of very symptoms and red flag signs, red flag symptoms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of migraines or headaches, you say that a 편두통, the wording of it, it's like one-sided, but it's not just on one side anymore. Research shows. So what about the public's awareness of headache or migraine as an issue? What exactly the symptoms? And by the way, headache and migraine, like the wordage, like is it different?
It's a difference.
Okay.
Headache encompasses every kind of headaches, that pain around your headaches.
Okay.
And including neck pain or sharping, some tingling pain on one side of the ears and eyeball pains, all kinds of pains around your head parts.
It's an umbrella term.
That's right.
Okay.
But migraine is a specific term. And among all those headache patients, migraine is responsible for about 60 to 70%
of all headaches. Okay.
Of all headaches. But let me reiterate this one. 편두통, it's a kind of old term, but the Korean Headache Society are trying to come up with some better term referring to this situation. Anyhow, so many clinical crucial symptoms of headaches is this one. Of course, it's very severe enough to interfere with your daily activity.
Yes.
So people say that my headache's about to explode.
Yes.
40% of them they say that they are aware of this one, but other symptoms that I'm going to cover is the most typical clinical manifestations of migraine headaches.
Okay.
First one is feeling dizzy and feeling nauseous.
So the whole dizzy part, is that why some people feel like they want to lie down? Because they're dizzy?
Yeah, it's dizzy, and also they feel groggy, they feel tiredness. So they might well, there might be the victim of this kind of symptoms because some people, family members, even don't understand them. Just because you're a personality, you gotta just be positive. You're just doing some kind of a what's it called malingering. It's a faking them.
Faking like an illness?
Yeah, faking like an illness. But
it's not. No, it's real.
It's real.
Right.
And anyhow, this feeling nausea and feeling dizzy, only 17% of them aware of them. This is the symptoms of migraine.
Okay.
And the other thing is photophobia. We call it light sensitivity. And that's why they want to close their eyes as much as possible while they're on headache attack. We call it attack period.
Yes.
And also they feel some sensitive to some specific smells and odors, some sounds.
My sister has this, the osmophobia.
Yeah, osmophobia.
Anytime she like strong smells start bothering her, and then she gets a little bit irritable.
That's right.
And then she starts getting a migraine. It's like right before.
Yeah.
Right.
But only 15% of all these office workers, they're a little bit above the standard of when it comes to intelligence or education-wise.
Right.
But only 15% are aware of that. Yes.
Okay.
And the last one is feeling, before headaches, they might have some visual problems. While reading a book, while doing some office computer monitor, some part of the monitor gets blurry.
Ooh.
So they visited some eye doctors, and so because that's why they're having some gastrointestinal symptoms, they visit some gastroenterologists, 소화기 내과나 가정의학과나 안과 가서 they got everything checked up.
Because you don't think it's connected to like a migraine, which is like, I have a question for you from one of our listeners.
Yes.
And so it's Taejin who says, Dr. Ryu님, 신경을 많이 쓰면 편두통, 저는 눈 옆 관자 쪽 말고 뒤통수 오는 이런 어지럼증 있는데, in your opinion, I know you have not diagnosed him in person, but he's just generally asking like
it's more likely
more likely than not.
Yeah.
근데 실제로 이제 not a real diagnosis in person, but yes, more likely than not.
Yeah,
yes.
as a headache specialist, migraine has a lot of variations. We call it basilar migraine or some the hemiplacing migraine, some migraine with visual aura, some other derivatives.
Yes.
So, that's why migraine, I want to say this one. Migraine is not just only one-sided headaches. It encompasses many neurological symptoms like feeling nausea and feeling dizzy, feeling photosensitivity, phonosensitivity, like sensitivity to sounds and smells. But thankfully, scientists have discovered the specific key role in playing this kind of migraine pathophysiology.
Yes.
So there are preventative therapy strategy that's pretty much successful.
Okay.
So, if you are suffering this kind of symptoms, you can come to a neurologist or headache specialist.
Yes.
You can live a headache-free life.
Wow. So that's actually like light at the end of the tunnel for people who are really suffering, especially for several days a month. I can't imagine, some people get, headaches like a few times a year, but others, like it's like a monthly, like on a monthly basis.
Yeah, that's right. Remember, I told you the other day I had a severe headache.
Right.
It was really severe. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I can relate to them.
So before I let you go, when should you go see a neurologist or see a doctor? Because I'm sure there are certain signs where like, you know what, you really need to see a specialist.
Okay.
So
it's very important.
Yes.
Because we called it golden time.
Okay.
Because if you rely too much on painkillers, if you take painkillers 8 days or more per month, these painkillers might trigger your headaches.
Ooh.
It's like a double-edged sword.
This is really important.
Yes. We call it medication overuse headaches.
Okay, let that sink in. So if you might be over medicating yourself without even knowing it, and it's triggering.
It's triggering
the headaches.
Yeah. And it makes it even worse.
All right.
So you are developing your kind of you're aggravating your headaches.
Yes, making it worse.
Yes, making it worse. And also, if your headaches pattern changes,
Yes.
like sudden severe headaches, go to see a doctor.
Right.
And also, if you think you're afraid of having some kind of a brain disorder, some kind of you want to take your brain checked out, don't hesitate to visit doctors. It's always better to be safe than sorry. That's what I'm saying.
Wow. So this was a lot to take in. And hopefully we will, of course, check in with you next week. But next week, do you know, we went from the head.
Yes.
And then where are we moving to next?
We're going to move to our neck and our chest parts.
Okay. So we're moving from head all the way down to our toes before the end of the year. Well, thank you so much for answering our questions and giving us such good information. We'll check in with you next week.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. This was Dr. Liu. And such invaluable information. We're going to actually close out hour number 1 with a song request from Leslie, who says today is Jin's birthday. Jin from BTS. So here is Moon by BTS.
언제부터 이렇게 함께 했던 건지 존재로도 빛나는 너 그 곁을 나 지켜도 될지 너는 나의 지구 내게 난 just a moon 네 맘을 밝혀주는 너의 작은 별 너는 나의 지구 and all I see is you 이렇게 그저 널 바라볼 뿐인가 모두들 내가 아름답다 하지만 내 바다는 온통 까만 걸 꽃들이 피고 하늘이 새파란 별 정말 아름다운 건 너야 만나기 전까진 넌 내게 사랑을 줬고 이제는 내 이유가 됐어 너는 나의 지구 내게 난 just a moon 네 맘을 밝혀주는 너의 작은 별 너는 나의 지구 and all I see is you 이렇게 그저 널 바라볼 뿐인걸 In the crystal moonlight 두 눈을 감아도 넌 파랗게 내게 밀려와 In the full moonlight 두 눈을 뜨고서 널 담아도 괜찮은 걸까 어떤 생각해 나도 날 지금 보고 있을까 내 아픈 상처까지 내게 다 들키지 않을까 내 주위를 맴돌게 내 곁에 있어줄게 내 빛이 되어줄게 Oh for you 환한 낮에도 까만 밤에도 내 곁을 지켜주는 너 슬플 때도 아플 때도 그저 날 비추는 너 어떤 말보다 고맙단 말보다 난 너의 곁에 있을게 캄캄한 밤에
Your best 수는 지난 3년 평균 약 9만 명. 특히 어린이 보호구역 안전 기준이 강화된 이후에도 어린이 보호구역 내 사고는 지속적으로 발생하고 있습니다. 스쿨존에서는 반드시 시속 30km 이하 서행, 스쿨존 내 불법 주정차 금지, 차량 출발 전 앞뒤 좌우 살피는 습관으로 어린이가 안전한 도시를 만듭니다. 참, 운전 중 휴대전화 사용은 모두에게 위험합니다. 우리 모두를 위한 교통안전, 나부터 실천하면 모두가 안전해집니다. 어린이가 안전하게 뛰어놀 수 있는 부산. 아이 키우기 좋은 도시는 우리 모두의 미래이자 희망입니다. 이 캠페인은 어린이가 안전한 부산을 만드는 은행, BNK 부산은행과 함께합니다.
좋아하는 일을 하며 자신만의 길을 걷는다면 얼마나 행복할까요? 빠르게 변하는 세상 속에서 교육은 내일을 향한 가장 가까운 첫걸음입니다. 한 걸음 먼저, 꿈은 더 크게. 지금 부산의 38개 직업계 고등학교에서는 배움을 넘어 꿈을 현실로 만들기 위한 학생들의 도전이 이어지고 있습니다. 내일의 나를 준비하고 있는 학생들의 힘찬 미래를 응원합니다. 이 캠페인은 다 함께 미래로 앞서가는 부산교육, 부산광역시 교육청이 함께합니다.
Brr! It's freezing outside. Let's crank up the heat.
Wait, you don't have to. Lowering the temperature by just 2 degrees can save a lot of energy.
2 degrees? That small change really matters?
You'd be surprised. If 10% of Korean households lower their heating by just 2 degrees, the effects are like planting about 350,000 trees a year.
That's magical. Then I'll just bundle up instead.
Smart move. Try wearing some thermal underwear or warm socks.
Plus, when you go out, don't turn the heater off completely. Set it to away mode or 외출 mode.
That way, it uses less fuel than turning it off and reheating the whole place later. Turn down the heat, but not your warmth.
This campaign is brought to you by BEFM, Busan 영어 방송.
The time is now 8 o'clock.
Welcome back, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. It's time for Spotlight News. President Lee emphasizes people's role in overcoming martial law. President Lee Jae-myung yesterday credited the citizens for their role in stopping ex-President Yoon Suk-yeol's martial law imposition last year, vowing to designate December 3rd as a day for people's sovereignty in a special address to the nation. On the same day, a group of 25 People Power Party lawmakers issued a public apology to the nation for failing to stop martial law and vowed to completely cut off ties with the former president. Progressive and conservative groups gathered in front of the National Assembly for respective rallies, with various clashes reported between the two sides, prompting the police to intervene. Special counsel requests 15 years in prison for Kim Gun-hee. The Minjung-gi Special Counsel yesterday requested 15 years in prison for ex-First Lady Kim Gun-hee with a 2 billion won fine over charges of violating the Capital Market Act, the Political Funds Act, and a law on the acceptance of bribes for mediation. These charges stem from the Deutsche Motors stock manipulation scandal, allegations of receiving luxury gifts from a Unification Church official in exchange for business favors. Kim apologized for causing concerns to the people, but also said that there were many unfair aspects. The verdict will be announced on January 28th of next year. Coupang CEO says company will review compensations. Kumpang Incorporated CEO Park Tae-jun told the parliament that the company will proactively review providing compensation to the users affected by the massive personal data breach. Park attended a parliamentary committee questioning yesterday, where he vowed to quickly notify users of the information leak and to implement heightened security measures. Meanwhile, users online have reported login attempts from unauthorized devices, as well as spam calls and messages impersonating the e-commerce giant. U.S. announces retroactive 15% tariff on South Korean autos. The United States on Wednesday local time announced a notice implementing a reduced duty rate of 15% on Korean autos retroactive to November 1st via the Federal Register. The Department of Commerce and the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative posted the document following the two countries' joint fact sheet, which outlined bilateral trade and security agreements. The notice also said that country-specific reciprocal tariffs on Korean goods, as well as duties on timber, lumber, and their derivatives, are subject to 15% tariffs effective from 12:01 a.m. on November 14th. Ukraine peace talks at standstill over territorial issue. Talks between U.S. and Russian officials in Moscow yielded no compromise on the Ukraine peace deal after 5 hours, with reports citing the Donbas region as a particular sticking point. Russian President Vladimir Putin has made several hardline comments publicly, condemning the Ukrainian leadership as thieves and accusing European leaders of trying to sabotage peace efforts. The Ukrainian foreign minister has accused Putin of wasting the world's time and called for Russia to end the bloodshed it started. This was Spotlight News. It's time for our special interview. You know, in our childhood, many of us probably had a teddy bear to snuggle with at bedtime, maybe talking to it as if it were our best friend. Fast forward to today, children can have real conversations with their teddy bears thanks to AI-powered toys that listen, respond, and even take on personalities. But as these toys become more lifelike, concerns are growing about safety, privacy, and how much we should trust them around young children. To help us understand both the promise and the risks, we are joined by a guest who is an expert in learning sciences and educational technology. Joining us is Dr. Bruce McLaren, professor of Human-Computer Interaction Institute at Carnegie Mellon University, and a specialist in AI applied to education, and the former president of the AIED Society from 2017 to 2019. Hi, thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yes. So first up, if you could tell us what makes today's AI-powered toys different from, I guess you would say, kind of the earlier interactive toys.
Those earlier toys essentially had scripts that were a fixed library of phrases that were triggered by keywords, buttons, or sensors. But today's AI toys are powered by large language models, which are also known as LLMs, and they can generate novel responses rather than play back these pre-written lines.
Yes.
They can also hold open-ended conversations, they can adapt to the child, and they can connect to the internet.
Yes, and so in terms of some of the biggest risks of putting these large language models or LLMs into children's toys, what do you see as the biggest risks?
I see 5 different categories of risks. First is that they might present inappropriate or harmful content to children. So even with filters, LLMs can occasionally say things that are age inappropriate, incorrect, or unsafe. Second, they might be overtrusted, and that could lead to confusion about what the toy actually is. In other words, children often treat toys as though they're living, and a fluent, responsive toy can be mistaken for a real friend or an authority figure. Thirdly, they could promote bad values or behavior due to what is called AI bias, and that is bias that can be built into the training data that can lead to stereotypes, consumerism, or unhealthy social norms. They can also lead to addiction or overuse. And finally, they can present possibilities of security and data risks. So network toys can be hacked or misconfigured, and that can expose children to data or even outsiders a channel to communicate with the child, which is, of course, kind of a risky proposition.
Oh, yes. The last one you just said, that kind of gave me the chills just to imagine. Ed, do you think that full LLMs or the more maybe filtered hybrid systems are safer or more effective for kids? What do you think?
I think actually the hybrid systems that are heavily constrained are the right direction. A full general purpose LLM is sort of like giving a child an unsupervised access to a brilliant but unpredictable potential harmful stranger who's read the whole internet. Whereas a hybrid system uses an LLM as a controlled engine inside a much stricter shell program with limited topics and personas.
Yes. Go on.
I work in schools and conduct educational technology studies, and these types of safeguards are routinely applied in every school. The idea of having whitelisted contents, hard refusal against educational or play goals, and possibly rule-based layers.
Yes. And so in terms of real learning values such as language learning or even social development, do you think that AI toys can offer these type of skills? Are there limits?
Yeah, well, on the positive side, these AI-powered toys can genuinely support learning in some ways. So, for instance, they provide kids with language learning through conversational practice, gentle correction. They can also support conceptual learning by explaining ideas at different levels and giving examples and quizzes. And they can be a great support at social and emotional skills through practicing conversation.
Well, what about if a young child might think that his or her toy, this teddy bear that is speaking back to the child, is there going to be difficulty in that child being able to distinguish, for example, what's real and what is not? I'm kind of concerned for the very young children.
Yeah, that's really a concern, is that children need to be able to distinguish between a real companion and these toys. And they are becoming so good that they can almost seem like real companions. So that is definitely a concern.
Yes, and other concerns, of course, you mentioned privacy concerns. So what are the top privacy concerns that stand out to you? I know you outlined one earlier, a general one, but when you talk about toys that are able to interact with children, but also might have the ability, or someone behind the toy, to collect things like, for example, a child's voice or, data or really personal, intimate details about that child or that child's family. I mean, they can be used for, I guess, nefarious purposes, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there are definitely several red flags, I would say, with AI-powered toys. So there can be this kind of continuous data collection. And, the microphones and cameras are on, and so toys can capture not just the child, but family conversations and routines. Second, it's often unclear who else can access the data. It could be third parties, advertisers, or other parties. And there can be security breaches. So toys often have weaker security than phones or laptops, So a breach could expose children's voices or images. So, and there's really no type of kind of meaningful consent. I'm used to this in my classroom studies to, needing to have consent from parents and children, but young children aren't really giving their informed consent in this case.
Yes. And in terms of guardrails or safety features in these AI toys, the first prong of my question is, are there such, rules or guidelines, or are there features? The second prong is, what other features do you think might be needed?
Well, at a minimum, I think we should have strict content filters and topic boundaries. So, for instance, hard blocks on sexual, violent, and hate content, but also age-appropriate vocabularies and examples.
Yes.
Should be clear identity and capability disclosure. So the toy should regularly remind the child, I'm a computer program, not a person. And be transparent about that so that the child is aware of that. There should also be data protections, as we've talked about. And this would be like strong encryption for any data sent to the cloud, strong retention windows, and an easy way for parents to see the data.
Yes, indeed. And as we wrap up our discussion today, Dr. McLaren, what advice would you give parents or educators when choosing to bring in AI toys into the lives of children?
I'd offer basically 3 simple principles. The first one is focus on purpose first and gadgets second. So ask, what do we want this toy to add that we can't already get from books, games, or human interaction?
Yes.
The second is check transparency and control. So, for instance, look for clear explanations of what data is collected. The third one is parents should co-play with the toy, especially at the beginning.
Yes. So this is great advice for people who might be considering introducing these types of toys into a child's life. But thank you so much for sharing your expertise and your opinions with our listeners. We appreciate your time. Thank you, Dr. McLaren.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Once again, today we talked about the rise of AI toys. And of course, there are certain risks. There are certain things that parents and educators need to keep in mind. And also this kind of constant reminder to the child so they know that it is not a real companion. I'll be right back with traffic and weather.
Good morning.
Good morning.
굿모닝입니다.
Good morning.
좋은 아침입니다.
Morning wave in Busan.
Morning wave in Busan.
Morning wave in Busan. Major news, local buzz, and expert takes. It's all here on Morning Wave in Busan. Brighten up your morning commute with Morning Wave in Busan.
Morning wave in Busan.
It's time for your traffic update. First up, there is a car that's broken down inside Kumjeongsan Tunnel on the Busan Ring Expressway. That's the Busan Hwaegak Sunandoro going towards Kijang. So please be aware of that. I'm sure it's causing some backup right now. The top portion of Gwangan Bridge going towards Daejeon, it's congested. Also backed up on Mandokdero from Sukdong to Deokcheon intersection. There's traffic on Dongso overpass from Kamjeon ramp to the old Gaegeum toll gate. It's also looking slow on Yeonsuro from Suyeong intersection to Mangmi intersection. Currently, it is -2. Under clear skies, the real field temperature, it feels like -8. The daytime high will go up to 6 degrees. There is a dry weather special report issued across Busan. Across the nation, heavy snow and below freezing temperatures across the capital area and parts of Gangwon. This was your traffic and weather. I just took a little peek at the monitor. We're not swaying in
The
unison.
song. Oh, okay. All right.
The other way.
I mean, we
what we're
know
doing.
I can't dance as much as I like to think that I can.
리듬을 타는데 we're like going the opposite way. It's okay. At least we weren't doing it on the upbeat.
Do you? I was gonna say, do you clap on the 1-3 or the 2-4?
1, 3, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, the 1 and the 3. Do you do it on the 2 and the 4?
I don't know. I want to say I don't know. I think I just do 1, 2, 3, 4 just to be safe. I'm just clapping. Yeah.
All the time. All right. We're going to by the way, this is Wagle.
Oh, hi.
Tea time. Haley's back. Sorry.
Not dance time.
No. So we're going to talk about the ongoing coupon case. And now G-Market. People are growing more anxious over personal information.
All right. Of course, nothing to dance about, but certainly a lot to woggle about. Well, 6 out of 10 people in South Korea are anxious about their personal information leaks.
Yes.
Surprised this isn't higher. But this is from last year, by the way. So we'll get to, this year's numbers next year. And this is from the social survey by the Ministry of Data and Statistics. Overall, 25.6 people thought South Korea society wasn't safe. 28.9% thought it was safe. 45.6% about average.
Okay.
However, when it came to personal information, the answers were far more pessimistic. We're looking at 57.6% of the population last year responding that society didn't seem safe when it came to personal information, 개인정보, and that was a 4-point increase from the previous year.
I see. And again, this is from last year.
Yes, of course, this particular year has been rife with personal information breaches. This started quite a bit ago, ever since there was the internet, I suppose, with the spike in platform and AI-based services.
Right.
And it's a near certainty that next year's figures from this year will be higher.
Sure.
But looking again at last year's number, let's break it down by age groups.
Okay.
This kind of makes sense. People in their 30s who are most likely connected in terms of their work, finances, personal life, felt the least safe about personal information at a whopping 65%.
Ooh.
This was followed by 50s and 40s, both at 58%.
Okay.
By contrast, rates were fairly low for people in their 60s or older because they probably still do some banking analog. But then what's interesting, teens also showed very low rates of safety, partially because of lack of information. Also, they don't have as much to lose quite yet in terms of, online banking. They can't. So
Yes.
that's information and access.
Right. And as this is going on, some people have been trying to cancel their membership to Coupang, but have found this process to be difficult.
Right. So some customers are trying to cancel their membership, delete their accounts, but there have been complaints about this process even being way more complicated than it should be.
So how complicated is the process of canceling one's Coupang account if you choose to do so?
6 steps.
6 steps.
6 steps. So
Okay.
in order to delete the account or cancel your membership from the app, you have to go to My Page and then change member information. Scroll down to the very bottom of the page, which will then take you to the PC version.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Right.
And then?
that just stresses me out.
Yes.
There's a password that you have to put in. You have to check your user history, do a survey. So you basically have to do an exit interview. And then you just twitched. And then you can cancel your account, which I call you out because this is how I feel about it.
Right.
I mean, anything that involves like a authentication, it's stressful, let alone when you're trying to leave that account. Some people have pointed out that this is also a part of what's called a dark pattern. This is a deceptive design pattern, an interface that's been designed to trick customers. So again, this isn't just an issue with Coupang. I actually was trying to make a reservation for something. And when you click on terms and conditions and click to agree all, even including the optional, and you don't want to, but then the optional options are disguised or hiding sandwiched between 2 required options. So you have to do click, unclick, and then click.
Right.
That is an example of a dark pattern that we all should be aware of.
Sure. And it's kind of ironic because to order something on said site,
it's easy.
Like one swipe.
Yeah.
But to cancel your account, oh gosh. 6
Right.
steps.
Spending money is always so easy.
Yes. All right. So we touched on this earlier this week, but group lawsuits against Coupang are taking more concrete shape.
Right. Class action lawsuits, although just legally it is a little bit different from U.S. class actions. But according to those in the legal sphere, there are law firms that are currently taking clients in group or class action lawsuits. Law firm Chung already filed a suit with 14 users claiming 200,000 won, 20만 won each in compensations to the Seoul Central District Court.
Yes.
The attorney representing the clients said that there are actually 800 others who are waiting for the second round. Chihang, the law firm, also struck a contract with 2,500 users to represent them.
Okay, so realistically, though, how much will these users get?
So looking at precedents, 10만 won, usually 100,000 won per user for personal information leaks.
Okay.
This precedence actually comes from more than 10 years ago, back in 2014, from a series of credit card information leaks. There were about 100 million cases back then, and the court ordered this amount, and it's been the standard. And that is if you actually get the compensation, get the court ruling in favor of you.
Yes.
Because from the same year, 2014, there was an information breach with KT, the telecom company. The court back then said that KT was not liable to compensate the users. Also important to note, this only applies directly to those who filed for the suit, so it doesn't apply to all the user base.
Ooh, okay, that is an important note. All right, let's move on. Weight loss drugs have been a massive market in medicine, but now there may be a new market for pet weight loss drugs. Really?
This is why Dr. Liu isn't talking about it. I am. So Ozempets, Meow, Zempic. I'm done.
I like that.
I'll get to one
names,
more maybe.
yes.
So a biopharmaceutical company based in San Francisco, they're doing a pilot study testing these weight loss drugs, GLP-1, in obese cats.
Oh, one of my cats needs this.
I was going to ask, like, you have many cats.
4, and Olaf.
Oh,
he's 셋째.
he's a snowman?
Oh, no, he's 막내. Yeah, he's literally a snowman. He's so round, and I don't understand.
Pictures. I want pics.
4마리 다 같이 키우고 다 같은 거 먹이는데 걔만 뚱뚱해.
아, 그런 애들이 있어요.
So, is there actually a market for this?
There is. So,
Yes.
How this works, they will receive a small implant under the skin,
Okay.
slowly release the medication over 6 months. And here's the thing. It's not just about like fat cats and are they cute? They are so cute.
cute.
Diabetes, feline, cat. Canine, dog diabetes is a problem, and this can be very costly. Anytime anyone who's ever been to a vet,
Yes.
you know,
Yes,
it's
yes.
expensive.
It is.
So diabetic pets, that's because they also require insulin injections twice daily, expensive, and also you're injecting your pets and they don't
Right.
understand. So they just hate you twice a day.
Yes.
Back in 2024, so last year,
Yes.
just 55% of American cat owners and 51% of dog owners said that their pets had an ideal body condition.
Okay.
So this could be aesthetics. This could also be health.
Yes.
There is also an alternative, an appetite suppressant for dogs. But this has been not popular because you love your dog. You want, like, you know, your pet's not having an appetite is kind of the first concerning sign.
Oh, of course.
Is it not? And you want to give treats. So that's been
Yes.
less popular. So also big thing, cost. The company says if it ever does get to the commercial period,
Yes.
they're trying to cap the price at $100 per month, which would be much cheaper than insulin.
I have one more. Meow-jaro.
We dog V. Yeah. Are we done?
I think we're done. Okay. All right, for our final story. This is a heartwarming story of people looking out for each other in this age of rampant voice phishing.
Kind of coming back full circle.
Yes.
So we have to rely on each other because I don't trust the internet. A police officer on leave helped to stop a scam.
Wow.
So this is according to the National Police, their official YouTube. This police officer was on leave and she was meeting with another person, a woman on 당근 for a deal, a second-hand deal in a residential area.
Yes.
So the off-duty police officer, she got there first, waited for a while. I believe she was a buyer, came later, frazzled. She apologized, said, I just got a call from Gangsa in Seoul, Gangsa police station, and they told me my identification has been stolen. So they also told me that I need to withdraw my bank balance in case my bank accounts gets hacked into.
Okay.
But then, maybe I shouldn't tell you this because the police station told me to not tell anyone because it's secure information. Yeah. Are there alarm bells ringing in
Yes,
your head
right
right now?
now.
And that's what happened to the police officer. Coincidence, this officer on leave from Gangsa Station.
Oh my gosh.
So she said, let me make some calls.
Okay.
So she identified herself as I'm an officer on leave. Called her workplace immediately. And this is really smart. She got the phone number from the woman. She said, hey, do any of our work phones have this number?
And I am willing to stake my wrist.
Stop betting that.
Betting my wrist that, they don't have that number on record.
Of course they didn't.
Okay.
And she confirmed this number did not come from the station. So she took the victim to the actual police station right then and there. They reported it. The victim almost lost 6 million won in cash. 600만 won. I know. The woman later told the police she's incredibly thankful. Also, I love this. She liked the secondhand item that she bought from the officer as well. Yeah,
So she got
that
a good
transaction was a success on many accounts.
Oh, I'm so glad we're laughing and having a heartwarming moment. Yes.
I like that
'cause-
she was comfortable enough at that point to even joke about that.
Right.
Oof.
Oh, good cop. Good police officers. Well, thank you for ending it on a good note. And of course, we'll check in with you tomorrow. So thank you, Haley.
Have a great day.
All right. It's time for a song break. So here it is. 하루에 한 번씩 by Connie.
하루 틈에 눈부신 날에 햇살 때문에 점점 하루 끝에 나의 얼굴엔 웃음만 가득해 가벼워진 발걸음과 흥얼거리는 입술 피는 꽃들을 보며 점점 가벼워진 발걸음과 흥얼거리는 입술 피는 꽃들을 보며 노래해 떠오른 멜로디마다 맘에 들어 It's so important 매 순간이 우리 얘기니까 하루에 한 번씩 말할게 난 널 사랑한다고 매일 너에게 말할게 난 널 사랑한다고
Welcome back. So looking at your responses to Any loose ends you want to tie up? Any residual New Year's... By the way, it's December. It's no longer a New Year's resolution. It's just a resolution at this point. Or something you want to try this winter. So Benny says residual New Year's resolution that I have is eating less at night, which I did these past days, but of course it's tough to continue. 저녁에 야식을 조금 덜 먹는 거, Benny님 says, that's always difficult. And I try not to have dinner or anything past like 6:30. And then 2 nights ago, after an event that I had to celebrate, my roommate ordered me some chicken. 닭을 시켰는데요. 조금만 먹어야지. 하나만 먹을까? 하고 먹었는데 하나가 아니잖아요. And then the next morning, 체중 딱 쟀는데 I was just like, this is why I tell myself, do not eat at night. I was like, 바로 나타났어요. So yesterday, starvation mode again. Other responses that have come in, a lot has to do with like health. Apparently, not many of you have met your New Year's resolutions when it comes to health. For example, even Umberto, he says that his New Year's resolution was to go to the gym. I never said lose weight. He said just go to the gym. So did you just go? What did you do there? Did you like have your favorite drink at the gym or what did you do? Or he said, actually, I did go. I went to the sauna or the pool or just watched TV in the waiting area. 그래서 운동은 안 하고 TV 보고 사우나하고 수영은 좀 했나 봐요. And even in the pool, I wonder, did you really swim or were you just kind of relaxing in the pool? Anyhow, but he says, to be honest, he wants to be more proactive with his health. And so, yes, I'm glad that at least you went to all of your weekend appointments. For Tommy, he says, ski season is open. So he wants to go skiing. Yes. So hopefully you will not break a leg, please. Be safe out there on the slopes. And we are going to get to our next segment. I'll be back with Michael in just a moment. It is time for Cultural Interlude. Guess who's here? He's back. Michael, hello.
Hello. I made it.
Yay.
I made it. 감사합니다. 여러분의 성원에 힘입어서 돌아올 수 있었습니다. 재계약 성공했습니다.
Your lips are so shiny. Are you wearing like a new lip balm?
No. Yes, actually.
Oh, you are, right?
Yeah.
뭐가 예쁘게 반짝거리는데요?
감사합니다. 요즘에 너무 입술이 말라서요.
You were going to say 말라 비틀어.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe too strong.
So dry.
It is. It's the winter season and it's getting much colder, right?
네, 입술밖에 안 보여요, 지금.
좀 가릴까요?
아니야. 너무
너무 많이 바르긴 했어요.
No, I like it because it's like, yes, we need it during. I have like a gloss on today as well because it's like it's so dry and cold. We need that extra moisture, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yes. I have a text topic for you.
Yes,
you heard, right? So what loose ends do you want to tie up, or maybe something even new you want to try out, even though it's December?
Well, this year, I think it was probably the busiest year ever.
Professionally, right?
Yeah, in terms of work, so many things to do. So I didn't have the chance to really go to places with good food. I really want to do the gourmet tour. You know, like 맛집 투어 같은 걸 좀 하고 싶은데. The keyword here is tomatoes. Because I love tomatoes. Anything, any cuisine, any food that's made with tomatoes, I would have it. And recently I found out about this tomato ramen. I mean, imagine this. Oh my God. It's ramen, but with tomato-based soup.
Do you hear the crickets? It's so quiet. 우리 너무 지금. And I took a peek at our producer's face and she was just kind of like, this look.
I mean, and there is another one. There is a tomato nabe. I don't know if you tried it.
토마토 진짜 좋아하시나? You
저
really
너무 좋아해요.
like tomatoes.
I love spaghetti, first of all. And it should be a tomato spaghetti.
토마토를
다 좋아하는데 I mean, I recently found out about these cuisine, new stuff that's made with tomatoes, and I really want to go have it, but I just don't have the time. So maybe next week. 피디님 이거 좀 이상할 것 같으세요?
But Haley just sent a message for you. There's a place in Jeonpo that has tomato ramen.
Really? 점포에 있다고요?
네. 나중에 off air ask her.
Yeah, 물어봐야겠다.
She knows a place.
Because I was actually thinking of going up to Seoul for this.
Just for that?
네, 진짜 너무 좋아요. 토마토 진짜 너무 좋아요. 네. That's my residual resolution for this year.
Okay. Interesting, very interesting. Let's dive into cultural interlude.
Yes.
What do you have for us today?
Today we're exploring something quite fun, a little bit quirky, but also very Korean. Superstitions.
Ooh,
Yeah.
superstitions. How do we say superstitions in like Korean?
미신.
미신.
우리 한국에만
미신 좀 있잖아요, 그렇죠?
Yeah, we have a lot of superstitions in Korea. But turns out that there are many of the superstitions in Korea exist only in this country.
It's very exclusive.
한국에만 있는 미신들이 있는 거죠.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just
재밌겠다.
and we can talk about this, and I'm sure all the waivers can add in.
Yes.
If they have their own version of superstitions.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, but like there are superstitions here in Korea, but in the West in Western countries there are other superstitions.
Yeah. So if you think there are similar superstitions outside, I mean in the West, you can please let us know.
Yes.
Like for example, like in the West, we would talk about black cats, like bringing bad luck, or Friday the 13th, right? But in Korea, we have like let's say a whole buffet of symbolic don'ts.
Buffet,
yeah.
Of don'ts.
Some are ancient, some very modern, and some just make you say, "Wait, what?"
What the?
Like,
yes.
이해가 좀 안 되지만은 그래도
네.
한국에서만
하지 말라니까.
존재하는 재밌는 것들.
하지 말라는 게 많아요.
정말 많아요.
금지의 나라. Like don't do this, don't do that.
Yeah. 그런 게 있어요.
Okay, let's dive in. So, what's the first one?
Yeah, so 이거는 다 좀 아실 것 같아요. 특히 I think if you have a grandparent, they will always tell you not to do this.
What is it?
It's shaking your legs.
다리 떠는 거.
다리 떠는 거. Right?
우리 in the office 몇 명도 이거 들어야 되는데. 장부장님. 맨날 지진.
Yeah, so if you just to give a little bit of explanation,
yes.
If you shake your leg in front of a Korean elder,
yes.
in many cases, they will stare at you like you just curse the family.
You brought doom and gloom to the family.
저도 정말 어렸을 때부터 잔소리 많이 들었는데 the belief is that your luck or fortune literally shakes away
as you shake your leg.
Yeah, when you bounce your leg. So if you're someone who jiggles because you're nervous or impatient,
yes.
Well, bad news. Koreans might try to stop you for your own good, quote unquote.
Oh, they always say, 복
다리 좀
나간다.
그만 떠세요. 복 나가요, 복 나가.
I like that voice. 너무 좋다. So apparently it's not just annoying, it's like spiritually like expensive.
Yes,
like,
exactly. So you're bankrupting your luck one leg bounce at a time.
Oh my gosh, I love that. You are bankrupting your luck one leg bounce at a time.
절대 다리 떨지 마세요. 그럼 복 나가요.
그렇게 얘기하면
네.
이제 안 떨면 안 됩니다.
Yeah.
Don't shake. Okay.
그러니까요.
Okay. The next one. Oh, this one. I know we've talked about it before and you've heard it too. Falling asleep with a fan on might kill you.
Probably
들어봤잖아요, 이거.
the most I don't know, like 가장 기억에 남는 most memorable superstitions that you ever run into in Korea.
Right.
Falling asleep with a fan on.
Fan death.
Yeah, can kill you. That's the belief. It's
right.
like so fan death is one of Korea's most famous modern superstitions.
Yes.
The idea is that if you sleep with an electric fan running in a closed room, you might die from hypothermia, asphyxiation, or depending who you ask, your soul being sucked away.
Like really?
I used to believe this really. Like, because there were actually people, I think it was like conspiracy theorists, they would actually come up with like diagrams and like photos of like how
that happens?
How that happens. Like how the fan, the wind coming from the fan dries out the air. So there's like like in the middle there's like a what? A 진공상태. What do you call that?
Like a whirl
like a
whirlpool
vacuum.
Vacuum, okay.
Yeah. So like basically a fan creates vacuum. That's what it doesn't make sense at all, right? It doesn't make
Scientifically,
sense.
yeah.
But I used to believe it actually. 최근까지도 정말 믿었어요. 그래서 이게
최근 like
even this summer.
how
This summer.
This summer you believed it?
그러니까 아마 내년에도 그렇게 살 것 같은데.
Every year it comes up?
절대 안 틀어요. I never
sleep
leave
with it
my
on?
fan on. I mean just because, you know, like I.
우리 근데 피디님 오늘 표정이 너무. At first she was the tomato. She was kind of like and then like
I was born and raised in Korea almost for my entire life. I mean, like you gotta have one or two superstitions on your own.
Death by fan.
저는 진짜 무서워요 이거 솔직히.
진짜요?
I am very scared. I don't want to die.
You don't want to test. You don't want to test the theory and like be correct.
Just to be on the safe side. I don't want to die from a fan. I mean that's absurd. Like 정말 이상한 죽는 것 너무 이상하게 죽는 거잖아요. 그러면은.
그러니까 she's like 안 죽어요.
안 죽어요. But you know, just in case, you know.
Just in case.
Yeah,
okay.
just use your AC instead of fans, right? I mean.
다들 지금 난리 났는데요. 입술 미남, 복숭아 빛나는 지금 it varies different people. It's backed by popular demand. Next week 꼭 발라주세요. 자, next. You know the whole chopsticks. This one I didn't know because like in the States we didn't do anything related to 제사. You know, and then like I came like during like summer vacation, and then like my chopsticks. 꽂아놨거든요. 우와. My grandmother, my maternal grandmother, 외할머니 would never get mad at me. She literally smacked my hand.
I can
And
imagine.
I was like, what did I do?
That's what happened to me too. Like when I was young. So like, you know, sticking chopsticks upright, you know, on a
bowl of rice like this. Yes.
That in Korea is a taboo. You should not do that. It's a big don't.
Yes.
Because it resembles, as you said, it resembles 제사.
Right,
it's a traditional funeral ritual where food is offered to ancestors. The stance looks like incense sticks used at memorial services. So doing this at the dinner table is like accidentally inviting ghosts to lunch.
You're just so funny today. Full of puns today. Accidentally inviting ghosts to lunch.
Yeah.
And then, but I was kind of like shocked when she slapped my hand. And then she didn't explain it to me. She's like, 하지 말라고만 했어요. And I was kind of like almost in tears because I was like in second grade. And I was kind of like, I didn't understand why she was hitting my hand.
Yeah, but for her, it must have been like, 아니 당연히 알아야 되는 거 아니에요?
Right. She probably thought.
Like she probably thought. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
And then she got mad at my mom.
Really?
She got mad at my mom. Said, "애를 어떻게 교육했길래?"
I mean,
and I was like, "Oh,
that
dude."
could happen. That could happen. But same thing happened to me as well when I was young. 그리고 저 할아버지 할머니 다 모여갖고 돌아가면서 잔소리를 해요. 그거를 거기다 왜 꽂니? 시간이 남아도 밥 갖고 장난치는 거 아니야. 이런 거.
Trauma. Collective trauma.
아니 진짜
Yes.
it's one of the most used expressions in the
Right.
entire country.
Right. That's so true.
밥
Okay.
갖고 장난치지 마세요.
Yes. Okay. So this is definitely not ideal. Do not stick your chopsticks in a bowl of rice.
And now you know the reason.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
And how about like dreams?
Yes. I mean, actually, I might come back with an entirely separate segment. Just
Can
for
we
this.
do it just for dreams?
Like 해몽 있잖아요. 해몽. I love 해몽. Like
Ooh, interpreting
translating,
dreams.
interpreting dreams. I love it. Like I have some dreams that I can share. Not in this segment today, but
okay.
later. So many amazing dreams that I ran into. I can share. And that actually turned into reality.
진짜요?
Yeah, 진짜
Oh,
있어요.
okay. But today specifically, what are we talking about?
Just the easy one.
The easy one.
Dreaming up pigs brings wealth.
그냥
In Korea.
돼지 꿈?
돼지 꿈을 꾸면은 한국에서는 좋은 꿈이라고 생각을 하는 거죠.
So what does the pig symbolize?
Yeah. So in Korean culture, pigs symbolize abundance, fertility, and money. Mostly money. Especially
Money is
because
good.
Yeah, money is good because pigs were linked to prosperity in the old, agricultural society that is Korea. So if you dream of a pig, especially a golden one,
황금돼지.
황금돼지. Yeah. Koreans will say buy a lottery ticket right now. That's what they'll say.
Yeah, and like even my youngest, like people were like 일부러 황금 돼지띠라서 like did you, I'm like I didn't even know. I don't care about the whole.
황금 돼지띠.
It was like 되게 그게 중요하게 생각하잖아요. The golden pig, right?
Yes, yeah. So like pigs, you can think of pigs as like the stock market of the dream world.
오늘 왜 이러세요? 너무 웃기다. Pigs are like the stock market of the dream world.
It's like dream, not stock.
너무 오늘 명언들이 너무 많은데 오늘 like ooh good lines here.
Oh my
wow.
goodness.
I
재밌다
like.
오늘 이런 것도 많이 해야겠다.
좋아요. I love this super. By the way, for those of you who are tuning in right now, we are a news show, a news program, but we're talking about Korean culture and superstitions. Hence, we're talking about this today.
Yes.
Okay. What else? What else? What else?
This relates to one of the biggest exams, like school exams in Korea. 수능, right?
수능.
Or so
수능
called
때.
KSAT, Korean SAT, right?
CSAT.
CSAT.
Yes.
Yes. And I found this one very interesting. Well, this, this is washing your hair on days like New Year's Day or before an exam is considered bad luck.
Oh, really?
이거는
aren't
근데
you
저
dirty?
많이 봤어요.
아, 진짜요?
수능 전날.
그래서 아예 샤워를 안 해요?
Well, you can take a shower, but you wouldn't wash your hair. So the idea is like if you wash your hair, it symbolizes you washing away your luck or knowledge. So on the morning of a big university entrance exam, students avoid shampoo as if it's radioactive.
피디님이 설명 조금 더 했어요. 머리 감으면서 머리에 든 거 다 씻겨 간다고.
맞아요. 진짜 그런 느낌이
있어요?
조금이라도 있으면 그냥 괜히 불안하잖아. It's like turning your fan on.
Fan
you
is
might
not
die.
true.
I mean, it's just don't even have you don't want to have even the option of forgetting something. So that's why you stay away from shampooing your hair before the exam day.
We have to call it a wrap.
Yeah, I mean
we could do like a part 2.
3-4개 더 있어요, 사실 오늘. 근데 이게 하나하나가 너무 얘기할 게 많아서 제가 이거를 한번 시리즈로 한번 준비해 볼게요.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, 너무
we enjoy. And so many comments. I've never seen so many 크크크s in my entire life. All on the board, like 계속 올라오네요.
재계획해서 열심히 더 하겠습니다.
네. So we're going to call it a wrap, but thank you so much for bringing us Korean culture in the form of superstitions. They exist for every culture and country out there. So we'll check in with you next week. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
All right. It is time to wrap things up for this Thursday morning. 너무 기분 좋게 마무리할 것 같아요, 오늘. So this is 첫눈에 by 소녀시대. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.
언제부터였는지 몰라 내 맘속에 네가 가득해 항상 추웠던 내 작은 맘이 이제 그대로 따뜻해졌어요 어쩌면 우리 이토록 둘이 오랜 시간 동안